Steve Harvey is a prominent American businessman, actor, author, game show host, and former comedian. Harvey is also the author of the New York Times best-selling book Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, as well as three other books. In addition to this, he is also the founder of the Steve Harvey Global Entertainment Company, which is a shell company for most of his other successful businesses. After studying the lives of the world's most accomplished people, I noticed that success leaves clues. In fact, it's one of the primary reasons that I choose to tell you all about Steve Harvey, because he has an inspiring rags to riches story that everyone should know about. In addition to this, we also know that every story possesses hidden gems that can inspire us, inform us, and better us in many new ways. So with that being said, if you are ready to learn how Steve Harvey transformed his life from ordinary to extraordinary, then let's dive in. Early days. As a young boy, Steve Harvey had a dream. In his early days, when he was just in grade school, he made up his mind that he wanted to become famous and be on television. In fact, he was so determined that this is what he wanted to do with his life that he bravely stood before his entire class one day after the teacher gave every student the opportunity to tell the class what they wanted to be when they grew up. This was a big leap for Steve Harvey because not only he was young and he knew very little about the world. In Harvey's case, it was his own teacher who tried to snuff out his dream. But Harvey didn't let his teacher destroy his dream. Instead, he used his teacher's doubts as fuel. He personally took her naysaying as a challenge. Now, even though Steve Harvey chose to challenge his teacher's naysaying, he still had to go through some serious trials and tribulations before he would take his leap. In fact, before making it, Harvey spent years bouncing from job to job. He worked as an auto worker, an insurance salesman, a mailman, a carpet cleaner, and many other jobs. That's right. Before he became the successful person he is today, he struggled just to make ends meet. But then, at the age of 27, he decided to finally go after his dream. And this is when things became really difficult for Harvey. Harvey finally took a leap of faith to pursue a career in comedy. And for the following 3 years, he would struggle. For 3 years, he was homeless and living out of his Ford Taurus, so he would continue to pursue his dream. For 3 long grueling years, Harvey would do small stand-up comedy gigs and local shows to scrap by. Barely making enough money to survive, he persisted on this path as it was a part of his plan for breaking into show business. Unfortunately, things would get so bad for Steve Harvey that he eventually found himself having to bath in the sinks and at the stalls at the hotel bathrooms. It actually got so bad for Harvey that he hit this breaking point during one of his bathing sessions. One day, while lathering up with soap and being unable to come out to finish his bath for fear of being seen by a flood of men who happened to be in the bathroom because of a break in a conference that the hotel was hosting, Harvey made up his mind to call it quits. Interestingly, on the day Steve Harvey was considering giving up, instead of calling his dad to ask him if he could move back home, he instead decided to check an answering machine his parents set up for him for anyone who was looking to contact him while he was on the road. Lo and behold, on that answering machine was a message from Apollo Comedy Club inviting him to come to their show. Harvey seized the opportunity, and even though he didn't have the means to fly across the country to be on the show initially, he found a way. After Steve Harvey landed his debut on the Apollo Comedy Club, which put him smack dab where he wanted to be on television, and he never looked back. Harvey has been on television in some way, shape or form every single day since that fateful day. He was known to many as the King of Comedy, becoming the host of the Apollo Comedy Club, which would eventually come to be known as It's Showtime at the Apollo. He made his way onto the TV shows, into movies, hosting his own TV show and becoming the host of the extremely popular show Family Feud. Harvey has had a long and extremely accomplished career in the entertainment industry, and since 2017, he has been successfully running various businesses under the name of Steve Harvey Global. One thing that's important to keep in mind is that despite all of Steve Harvey's success on the big screen and his accumulation of millions, he had to work for it. Steve Harvey's success ethos is comprised of a handful of key attributes, and the first and foremost thing is his willingness to take a shot at making it big. He was willing to take risks, and if he hadn't taken that risk, he wouldn't have reached this mountaintop of success. The next success attribute is it was his determination to push through till the very end. And even though he seemed like he was about to quit on that fateful day, he showed faith and hope that there was still a chance at success by first calling that answering machine. Steve Harvey also shown that a fierce dedication to his work will also lead to success. And he also mentioned during the interview how he makes sure to always have something going in terms of money-making activities, that is shows, events, movies and other business activities. He wants to make it a point to keep himself busy and never ceasing it to having a job or show to work on, because he never wants to go to be homeless again. In short, much of his success can be attributed to a strong work ethic. And there you go, Steve Harvey's success story that describes his journey from being a young kid with a severe stutter who is the teacher who tried to kill his dream, to a starving artist living out of his car, to finally getting his shot, that is, making the most out of it. Fearlessness, persistence, work ethic, and faith will definitely lead to success. So, take your leap, put in the work, and don't give up, and have a faith in that due time. Your day in the sun will eventually arrive. Until then, strive.